Athletes, welcome back. We got a quality workout for you today. And every workout is gonna be quality, but the emphasis today is gonna be the quality of movement that we have. You can keep the intensity at your level, but this is the pump session for the day. Bodybuilding, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna be working on those show muscles. We got Philip, we got Lily. We are ready to work out with you. The warm-up is coming up next. Athletes, our warm-up is starting in 10 seconds. So we're gonna start with a bent row and reach. And what that's gonna look like is that both athletes in 3, 2, 1 are gonna push those hips back. They're gonna reach as far as they can, crossing their arms over, and then they're gonna pull back like they're doing a double row. They're gonna alternate which arm goes on top. It's gonna look like this from the front position. And I just want you to get full range of motion because for today, we're gonna be doing towel rows for Philip and we're gonna be doing banded bent over rows for Lily. So we wanna get those back muscles warmed up. We're gonna do one more rep here and then we're gonna go down to the floor. Now, you know that I've got a strong dislike for knee push-ups. I would rather you do elevated push-ups for a workout, but they are a good piece to warm up with. So both athletes are gonna go down to their knees and we're just gonna cycle through a couple reps of knee push-ups here. So with this, if it's too difficult to do a knee push-up, you're gonna see Lily do 3 rounds today with the floor plate press. We're gonna demo that when we get into the workout, but if you guys are having a tough time with regular push-ups, so this hand release, you'll be able to do what Lily does and you will need a plate of a moderate weight. So go ahead and grab that during the warm-up if you're gonna use that, and then we will show you that when we get to the workout. Next thing we have, we're gonna be alternating V-ups. So both athletes are gonna flip over onto their backs. Now we have regular V-ups for today's workout, which is gonna be both hands, both feet, but for the warm-up, we're gonna go alternate hand, alternate foot. Now, for both of our athletes, you're gonna see them modifying the range of motion because as always, we wanna give you some options that you can go here. The full range of motion is gonna be hands or fingers to toes, but if we wanna modify by picking a landmark on our body, which could be laces, it could be ankles, it could be mid-shin, it could be knees, it could even be mid-thigh, you pick what is gonna be the difficulty level for you that you can maintain good quality of those reps. We're gonna go ahead and relax, stand up for me. And we're gonna go into a flat palm bicep curl. So what that means is we're gonna take those hands and put them here, showing those palms towards the ceiling. We're gonna come up and then rotate and then come down. I want you guys to cycle through. Your palms are always leading where your arms are gonna go. So if your arms are gonna go down, your palms face down. If they're gonna come up, your palms are gonna face up. We're just getting those biceps firing because I know that we got a little bit of that in that row that we did just a moment ago. But we're gonna fire those up just a little bit more because we do have curls in today's workout as well. So we wanna make sure that we're ready there. Now, after we're done with that, we're gonna relax and we're gonna go into a shoulder press with no weight. So you're gonna get that invisible bar or invisible dumbbells and we're gonna press overhead, making sure that we get full range of motion and then back down. That weight is gonna come in front of our face, down to those shoulders, and then it's gonna end up directly over our shoulders. I want you guys to continue to work your way through this. I'm gonna go ahead and increase your intensity, so speed them up a little bit. Speed them up a little bit more. I want a little bit more speed. Give me faster. I want faster. Keep going. Faster. Let's go. That's not all the speed you have. Let's go. And relax. Yeah, Philip had it. That's from his clubbing days. Like, you know, like, there we go. Jersey Shore. All right, so last time, I want you guys down on the floor. We're gonna lay down on our front. This is gonna be our last piece. This is just a full body stretch warm up that we're gonna go into. I want both athletes to go into a seal pose. So drop your hips to the floor, press your body away with those hands. Now, I want you to push your hips up to the floor into a down dog position. Back down to your seal pose. I want you to alternate back and forth between these positions. We're gonna go about 5 oscillations. I'm not gonna make people go faster on these, don't worry. We're gonna go the same speed. Just full body for today because we are getting into a workout that in terms of your intensity, we're looking at like a 3 or a 4. However, we're gonna continue to move from movement to movement with minimal rest. So I want you guys to go through these movements, switch, switch, switch. We do get the rest time in between our sets, which is gonna be 1:30. You guys can go ahead and rest. We are done with that warm up. So whatever preparations you need to make, you need a plate, a band, anything to grab so that you have no excuses when we get the workout started because we are going full on fitness, no breaks until we get to those rest between rounds. Get yourself ready because the workout is up next. Get your soul, get everything ready for the fitness that is coming our way because it is about to happen. See you in a minute. Athletes, the workout is here. We are starting in 10 seconds. So you guys are gonna be starting out with towel rows if you're going along with Philip, or banded bent over rows if you're going with Lily. We are going in 3, 2, 1, go. So with our movements and our entire workout today, this is for quality. So you shouldn't necessarily feel the sense of urgency that you do if we're doing something for time. We've got Lily with her banded bent over rows, and I'm gonna have Lily copy me for just a second. We're gonna pull those hands more back to our hips versus up to our shoulders. We get T-Rex arms, we know that we wanna change that range of motion so that we can feel that engagement in our upper back where we're retracting those scaps as we pull back. Philip is done with his towel rows and he is gonna be moving on to his elevated push-ups. Lily is gonna grab a plate and she's gonna do her plate floor press for this first round. Now I've asked Lily to go through and she's gonna do rounds 1, 3, and 5 with her plate. She's gonna do rounds 2 and 4 with those hand release push-ups. So if you wanna follow along with Lily, you can do what she's doing. She's picked a weight that feels moderate and we're making sure we get full extension, and then your elbows will make contact with the floor before the plate makes contact with your body. Don't try to do anything weird and shift that plate to make contact with your body because it will not. It's those elbows and then back up to your full extension. We got Philip with the karate chops here, and I mean, we already did the Mario run, so we need to put like logs or something that he's constantly breaking here. Or better yet, let's throw a gi and like a black belt on him, and then we can put him in like a versus Chuck Norris situation. We'll get the media crew working on that next. But after the alternating V-ups, we got Philip going into a bear hover, or sorry, he's got his banded bicep curls first. I'm excited about the bear hover holds, so we'll get to those in a second. So the banded bicep curl, you can do how Philip is doing with a neutral grip here, or he can change his grip up and go with an underhand grip on that band. So switch those hands up, and then we can get a little bit more isolation on those bicep heads there. So it's gonna isolate more to a hammer curl if we go with the neutral grip, and then a regular traditional curl if we go with that underhand grip. Lily's doing the same thing with her band, and you adjust your tension here. So I like you guys using a lightweight band, but you can get more stretch on that band and depending on where you grab it. And as always, inspect your bands before you use them because we don't want those to break and pop on you. Now, Philip is doing a modified bear hover hold position. We've got him in a down dog position with those alternating shoulder taps. We've got Lily with her banded shoulder press overhead. Now, with that bear hover hold, Philip's got a 1.5 minutes of rest. Lily's gonna have a 1.5 minutes of rest here. With the bear hover hold, this is what we're looking at. We get into what is known as a quadruped position. So it's gonna be on our hands and knees. I'm gonna elevate those knees off the floor slightly, and then I have to shift my body weight side to side. Now, if that position is difficult for you or too challenging, we can do the down dog position like Philip had, which is gonna be here, alternating, touching those shoulders. Or if we even wanna get into this position where we're on our hands and our knees, we can go here and do our alternating shoulder taps there. So that's gonna be your easiest version with knees on the floor. The next difficulty is gonna be our down dog position, and then our hardest difficulty is gonna be that bear hover hold. So pick your flavor for today's workout. I want quality. So don't put yourself onto a movement that you're gonna have to start sacrificing that, because today is that bodybuilding day, baby. We're getting the pump in. We're making sure that we're getting quality. We're staying at a nice even pace here, but I do want a little bit of urgency from movement to movement. You get minimal downtime in between the movements. This 1:30 is when we get to rest. We got 5 sets, so if you need to make adjustments to the weights or the bands that you've chosen because you went too heavy or you went too light, make those changes now. If you got to switch out the color of your towel because that nice seafoam green isn't bringing out the color of your eyes like it does with Philip, you can do that as well. But Philip is right on to his elevated towel row. With these elevated towel rows, please make sure you've attached to something that is steady, that towel can support your body weight as you go through. We got Lily back into her bent over rows with the band, and again, she's done a fantastic job of pulling that band back towards our hips versus up towards our chest. Again, if we get into this sassy kitten position where you're like, "Meow, I don't want any of that today." We gotta have that strong row, pull back with your elbows so you feel it in your back. Philip is on to his elevated push-ups, and with our elevated push-ups, we can pick any height today. So if Philip wants to challenge himself, which I know he always wants to do, he could lower that box on the next round, which I think is a pretty good idea, but I'm not gonna make him do it. But if he chooses to, that is completely his idea. You guys can change that elevation if you want. He's already throwing it down. Crazy, I was thinking the same thing. We got Lily on our hand release push-ups. Now with our hand release push-ups, we are going through this and lifting those hands off the floor. Now, if push-ups are a challenge for you, which don't be embarrassed if they are, because that is a hard movement to do, what we can do is we can grab the plate. Lily is choosing to do our plate floor press on rounds 1, 3, and 5. And then she's gonna do those hand release push-ups on our 2 and our 4. We got Lily going into these V-ups, and Lily's choosing to touch mid-shin. She's doing a great job of going back and making full contact with the floor when she goes back, and then she's snapping up and making that contact. There's no negative to that movement, so that means that when you go back, you can go straight back. You don't have to control going back and turn it into a slower movement than just laying back on the floor. We got Philip with that underhand grip on his banded bicep curls. We got Lily going banded bicep curls as well. And I know Lily has got more in the tank here, so I'm gonna make her choke up on the band, and we're gonna make that a little bit harder. So go lower on the band for me. There we go, and then let's get those biceps. Look at that. That's what we're talking about in terms of changing your intensity when you get onto that band. If you grip lower on the band, it's gonna be more resistance on your arms. Philip flew through his down dog shoulder taps, and then he gets to rest for 1.5 minutes. We've got Lily with those banded shoulder press overhead. And when we go through this, if you have difficulty with getting that barbell where you end up pressing the bar around your face, the banded shoulder press works really well because it makes you pull that face back so you can press overhead. Again, we are not pressing around our face, we're pulling that face back slightly, pressing, and then bringing our head through at the top. Both athletes are on their 1.5 minute of rest. And as always, they're waiting for my cue on this, but don't just stand around during your rest time. You guys can move around, so you can do some arm swings, you can do some of those palms up, palms down bicep curls. I want you guys stretching, using this time to keep your body opened up so that when we go into set number 3, this is gonna be the best one that we've done. And the best part about that is set 4 is gonna be better than set 3, and set 5 is gonna be the best set of them all. So, Philip lowered his box, which it's like we're on the same wavelength. That was good thinking, Philip. So we're gonna go into our rows for Philip, and then we've got Lily going on to her banded bent over rows. Again, with Lily using the band, you guys can change the intensity that you have with that or the resistance that you have just by a different hand placement on the band. Don't worry too much about going with a very heavy band, because we go with a really, really heavy band, we can't even get to our full range of motion on that. So lighter bands, if we can double those bands up, if we need more resistance, we can do that. But find what you can use that is going to allow you to hit the stimulus and that full range of motion without cheating the standard. Because you know, I know, Philip knows, Lily knows, Frank knows, Josh knows, if you cheat in that standard, we just want good reps today. So Lily is starting back onto those bent over rows. I'm gonna have her bend over just a little bit more. There we go. And then she's pulling back. And the thing I'm gonna challenge Lily with is I want you to grab onto the band a little bit lower. So now when she's at her end range, she still has resistance there, and we're gonna pull through, and I'm making her work a little bit harder. She's still staying calm. She's got that game face on. There's no smiles today because we're being serious, right, Lily? Yeah, there we go. A little bit of smile, but we got to intimidate Philip on today's workout. We got Philip making those boxes look like he was doing it at the 30-inch that he was before. So I'm not going to say what Philip's thinking, but I know he's probably going to go lower on this next set for our next set of push-ups. We got Philip going into those karate chops once again. These are going to be our modified versions of our V-ups. So with this, if Philip wanted to show you what he can do here, he can bring both knees up at the same time and touch both knees like that. Here we go. It's a double karate chop, just like that. And we can throw that one on the reel as well. So pull that gi out, put Chuck Norris in again. I want explosions, I want Michael Bay, I want Transformers, whatever we can put in there. We got Philip moving back into these bicep curls, and this man is gonna get down on that band a little bit more because those biceps are like V8s. We got to get some resistance there. So challenge yourself here, but also make sure you inspect those bands. You may think that I'm like a wet blanket when I'm telling you to do that, but I don't want the band snapping and popping you because it doesn't hurt and it can be dangerous. So before you get that pump in, check out the bands, make sure you got no tears or rips on it. Lily is back on Philip's tail on her bicep curls. And we got a race here of quality fitness for today. We got Philip back in his down dog position. Philip's doing a great job of shifting his body weight back and forth so that he has time to take that hand up to his shoulder. If you guys are ever working on your handstand walking, this is a great progression to do because that's going to teach you how you got to move that weight back and forth. Philip is a crazy man and going down to a 20-inch box now. And the best part is that this is set number 4, so you know he's going to go all the way down to the floor on set number 5. But I didn't say that. We got Lily being like, what's going to happen to me next? Lily, I've got the surprise for you planned out, so don't worry. We're just gonna grab the 65-pound plate for your last set of floor plate press, and then we'll be good. So both athletes are on to our 4th set. We are on our rest time here, that minute and a half. Philip is doing a great job of giving me arm circles. Lily is getting the hair out of her face, and then she's going into her active stretch, whatever that's gonna be. Right, there we go. We got some of those bicep curls. So again, I don't want you guys just sitting down or standing. If you find the minute and a half is a little bit too much rest time for you, you can decrease that, but it is a personal choice. It's only if you increase that rest time, you better be giving me the same, if not more, intensity on your next round. Our intensity on our pump sessions like today is gonna look different from our intensity on things like death by burpees or our workouts that we have where we're going for time. But we can still add intensity here by making quick transitions, making sure that we have that mind-muscle connection of thinking about the muscle that we're working. So when Philip gets on his towel rows, he's gonna think about those scaps retracting, and he's getting that nice cobra spread of getting those lats and those rhomboids and everything on his back built out. So we're going into our towel rows again. We got Lily getting ready to go into her bent over rows with the band. And those bent over rows, she found that new position with the band. And really what I'm looking for Lily on that band is I wanna make sure that she still has resistance on the band when we are down in our starting position. So if you guys find that that band is loose in the bottom, let's choke up on it a little bit and see if we can get ourselves into a good position there. Lily's doing a great job of doing that row. I want no pause at the back, Lily. Hit that top position and right back down. There we go. Just like that, thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together at the top position. And we got Philip onto his 20-inch box, acting like this is an easy day, quality reps all the way through. Now with the push-ups, if you guys are doing push-ups along with Philip, don't feel the need to lower the box height because Philip is a trained professional here. So we want to make sure that we're challenging you. So if you want to go along with Philip and increase that challenge, you can. Lily is doing floor plate press on her 4th round. So that means that Lily is going to give me hand release push-ups on set number 5. Finishing off, not even the right way, finishing off with the challenge. Because any way that you work out is going to be the right way. You guys do what you can. Make these workouts meet you where your fitness is, and then push yourself slightly beyond it. There's no point in trying to make a workout so hard that you can't finish it or you can't complete it. Because what we're looking at for when we do these workouts is that we want you guys to not only feel physically fit, but emotionally and spiritually fit. When we go through these workouts, you should not have feelings of guilt associated with it because you were like, I didn't go hard enough. That's what we're here for. We're here to push you. We're here to try to get you to be your best. And we love doing it with you. So keep showing up with us. Philip loves having you. Lily loves having you. I love having you. We're having a great time in the studio today like we do every day. We got both athletes onto their banded bicep curls, and then they are going to be moving into our down dog shoulder tabs, and then Lily is going onto her banded strict press overhead. Make sure if you're doing the banded strict press with Lily that you're getting full extension over top like she is. And then we are on to our last and final set after our minute 30 of rest. Now you know I always am going to do this. I mean, it's not even a trick, and it's not a trick. But we're gonna go 60 seconds of rest on this final one, and we're getting right into it. So both athletes are gonna take their 60 seconds, and then we are going into our last and final set. Philip's got his push-ups on the floor. He's gonna make them look like it's an easy day. Get that box out of here. Just toss it across the room. Still keeping on his mark, because like I said, he's a trained professional. He knows his cues. Enter from stage right. I know, see? I was not trained classically, but I still know the arts. We're gonna go into our push-ups, we are going to go into our towel rows for Philip, and we're gonna go into our banded bent over rows for Lily. I'm just excited about these push-ups. Lily is gonna be doing her hand release push-ups. Philip is doing his push-ups on the floor. If you guys are still in the box, that is completely fine. Don't feel like you're doing less than. We want to find where you can be challenged at in this last round, but still give us that same great quality that you've given us for the last 4 sets. We got Philip doing his towel rows, and again, taking those shoulder blades and squeezing them together when he gets to the end range of motion. Lily's doing a great job of making sure she has tension at the bottom on that band and getting full retraction when we come up with the band. She is finished and on to her favorite part, which are these hand release push-ups. Lily's got 10 total reps here, and then Philip is down to his regular push-ups on the floor. And here we go. Look at that. No problem. He was actually mad when I made him do elevated push-ups, but I told him we would do regular ones at the end here. So you got 10 reps there. Once you get done, you guys are gonna be going into your V-ups or your modified V-ups, whichever you have been doing. If you guys have been doing modified V-ups and you wanna try this last round to throw in some of the full range of motion V-ups, you can give it a shot. We can touch to our quads, our knees, our shins. Philip's gonna give us the double all the way through. Here we go. This is it. He's gonna come up. There we go. And touching those knees, bringing those knees and those shoulders off the floor at the same time. We want to make sure that we get engagement from both sides of our body here. Don't just bring those legs up and then try to reach for your lower body. You want to meet in the middle. It's like you got a friend on the other side of town. You're not going to make them drive all the way to your house. You're going to meet them at that coffee place, Buffalo Brew Coffee Shop, because it's the best place in town. After we get done with our V-ups, what you're going to do is that you are going into our banded curls. So we got Philip on our banded curls. We got Lily on our banded curls. It's a curl showdown here. We got all the biceps firing off in the studio. We are coming up to that full range of motion, focusing on that mind-muscle connection that I mentioned earlier. Think about those biceps as you come up and as you go back down. Control that band down. That band doesn't want you to do another curl, and you're telling that band, not today. I'm getting all 10, and then you'll set it down, and then we'll finish off with our shoulder taps and our down dog or our bear hover hold. And then Lily has her banded strict press, and this girl goes straight into it from those bicep curls. No rest there. Philip is doing a wonderful down dog position and hitting that full range of motion, shifting his body weight back and forth. And Philip is done. Lily is done. The pump session is over. So you guys need to go enjoy the rest of your day. But before you do that, you know you got to stick around for the cool down. Philip, great job. Lily, great job. Athletes, great job to you. Thank you so much for showing up for this quality pump session that we got for you. And remember, we got a little bit after this, so don't leave. Athletes, I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it next week. Great job, great effort that you brought today. We loved having you guys jump in on this pump session with us. Now, if you like today's workout and you're not a part of the Mayhem Athlete community, I gotta ask you why not. We have a 7-day free trial that you can start 5 minutes ago and get on your fitness journey, whether you're wanting to be a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger each day of your life, or all the way to the competition floor. So join the Mayhem Athlete community today to find a group of like-minded athletes that will encourage you along the way to your fitness goals and have fun all the way there. Now we got the cool down listed here. So as always, you gotta take care of your body because it just took care of you. And I need you to be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.